Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to do a soft pastel background, a bouquet background with soft pastels. So I did my completed pages video of November and December. I will link the video in the top corner. And there was a page with a bouquet background in it. And there were some viewers or subscribers who asked me to do this on camera. So this is a very soft bouquet background with some blues, grays and purples. And we're going to recreate this with some different colors, but the technique is exactly the same. So you can do this with every color you want, depending on your color palette or if you want a darker or a softer background. This is super easy, so very beginner friendly. And I am now coloring for almost 4 years and I use this technique still. So it's a very effective background if you want a background, but not something very dark or harsh. So the page we're going to color is this one. So there is a group body color in this book hosted by Doodle Robot. I will link her YouTube channel in the description box. And we are doing one page every 2 months. So this is the page for February. If you want to participate, contact her through YouTube or Instagram and she will add you to the Instagram group. We are with a lot of people, so it's very fun to see everybody's completed pages. But I was searching for a background with some space to show you the bouquet effect, because you can do it like, for example, on this page as well. But for video purposes, it is easier to do it in with a bigger area. Okay, so I have no troubles on any paper I tried. So you can do this on Amazon paper, you can do this on a good quality book. Soft pastels are very forgiving. So what I like to do, if the image isn't going into the spine of the book like this one, I like to border my pages with a little bit of a washi tape. So otherwise the soft pastel, the dust of the soft pastel is going underneath the other page sometimes, and then have to erase a lot of things. So for example, I did it like this. So I like to border my pages if I can. Okay, so I'm going to put some washi tape. So this is just some cheap washi tape I bought in bulk on Amazon. And I will frame my page and I will be back to you in 1 second. Okay, so I just made a border with washi tape. If you cannot put the washi tape straight or you are always diagonally, just take a ruler and measure the centimeters around the page and then put your washi tape on it. Now I just sticked it to the edge of the paper, so I know everything is straight and nice to apply the soft pastels. I am not pre-preparing the page or something. I just use the tooth of the paper. Soft pastels stick to the paper very well, even if it is smoother paper. The soft pastels I'm going to use is the Faber-Castell, the 72 mini blocks. So these are very good and very affordable. I think it was like around 15 euros on Amazon. And I was thinking that the colors I use a lot, I will replace by pen pastels eventually. And I thought the mini blocks were going to go very fast. But as you see, I use them quite a lot and they're not even halfway through. So this box is going to give you a lot of colors and a lot of color variety. They're very pigmented, and even if it is very small, it takes you a lifetime. So I really advise this one. I haven't got any other soft pastels brand, but I think every brand will work. Okay. So because this is a page for February, it is like Valentine, I was thinking to do maybe a red pinkish background. That's maybe nice. So I'm just going to take a little palette for shaving the soft pastels. On top of that, I just use it with a little knife. You can use a kitchen knife or something like this, a crafting knife. If it is something sharp, it's okay. I'm going to use some cotton pads and maybe some Q-tips. I'm going to use an eraser, so you can use a simple eraser. You can use for the smaller details like the Tombow, the mono eraser. You can use an electric eraser, whatever you have. I mostly do everything with just a plain eraser, but the smaller detailing with one of those two. For applying the soft pastels, you can use this applicator. It's actually for pen pastels, but I like to use this to go a little bit closer to the image, that you're not covering everything with the cotton pads. And at the end, you can use a fixative spray, whatever you want. I'm going to do that because it's going to be for February, this page. So this is the Artist Soft Fixative. This is a fixative for soft pastels, so no oil pastels or something. I think this one is very good. It's a workable fixative, but I used it a lot at the end of the pages. But when you are using the Staedtler pigment brush pens and you're spraying too close to the page, is going to bleed through. So just make sure that you are fixating your page with a lot of distance between it. So it's 30 centimeters from the surface to when you're holding up this spray. So you have to make sure it isn't too close to your paper. You have to fixate it in another room, or I prefer to do it outside because it has a little bit of a smell. Okay, choosing colors. I think I'm going with the warm colors. So I'm going to use maybe this one. I like to have a little bit of a contrast, not too much, but otherwise you're not going to see the difference in colors, because soft pastels are always a little bit lighter. Maybe this one. I don't know if you're going to see the difference. No, I'm going to put this one back. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with these. There are no color numbers on this on these soft pastels, so I cannot tell you which one to use, but just take some warm pinks or something and it's going to be fine. Okay, so for the first step, we have to cover the whole page with a layer of soft pastels. So what I like to do is mapping out my colors and just try to avoid the image that is already there. But soft pastels are erasable. You cannot avoid going over the lines, but we're going to fix it after we did the bokeh effects. But if you can avoid it, it's easier and you don't have a lot of erasing work. Okay, then the second thing I am thinking of is, am I going to do this just randomly, or am I going to do dark colors and a little bit lighter in the middle? Am I going to do like an ombre effect? So you can do whatever you want. With the bokeh effect, I like to do it randomly because I think the effect is much better, but I did some different ways, so you can do whatever you want. So I'm just going to shave my soft pastels on top of the paper. I'm going to blend everything out with an applicator of my choice, depending on in what mood I am. And then I will be back to you with the next step. Okay, so this is how our image is so far. So it is very ugly at this stage. We went over the image as well because there were a lot of bits and bobs, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to erase it anyway. Okay, so what I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video is for the circles, I use like a ruler with some circles in it. You can do this by hand. So, but I think it's going much faster and much easier to erase with, it's not really a stencil, but with this is just from M plus R. This is like the same brand of the golden circle erasers. So this is a German brand. This is very, very good. But you can do it with whatever you have. So what I'm going to do now is erase some circles. So I am doing this all over the page. What I like to do is use just a regular eraser for this, because mostly it's going to be like bigger circles. You can do this with a kneadable eraser too, or the Derwent electric eraser. So it really depends on your preferences or what you have. So the only thing I'm going to do is just put the circle, the stencil, on top of the page, and then I'm just going to erase some circles all over. So it doesn't really matter if it isn't erased perfectly. That's really the best thing, is that some circles are whiter than others. It gives that 3D look. So the thing you have to see is, for example, that you just don't put your circle in the corner, go over the lines, go over the image, and it's going to give you a much better effect. So I'm going to do this all over the page, and I will be back to you in 1 second. Okay, so we erase some circles in the background. It really depends on your mood if you want to do a lot of circles or not. It's just a personal preference. I like to do it very randomly and with a lot of circles, because soft pastels are, it's a soft effect. But if you look up bokeh on Google, it's Japanese for blurry, you see that there are a lot of circles in it. So I like to do that. So as you already seen, I used only 3 colors in the background, and I'm going to use those colors for the extra circles as well. So what I like to do is shave some color on the palette. Like this. And now I'm going to use my cotton pad again. I'm going to start with the red because that's what I have so far. Again, I use this ruler with the circles, and then I'm going to place some circles on top of that with color. Like this. So that's going to give you that bokeh effect. So some circles are going to be darker. I use the same cotton pad until I have no color left. So I just do it very randomly, like this. Yeah, I do it with my hand, but it's actually better to use like a dusting brush or something. So with just one cotton pad, I do a lot of circles. And I go over the image again. I go over the white circles to give it some dimension. So it's really up to you. I don't overthink this. This is just very randomly. I used some bigger circles, some smaller circles. Okay, then we're going to fold our cotton pad and we're going to use the pink. Some circles are not very visible, but that really doesn't matter. It's the ending effect that's going to be great. And when you look up a bouquet effect, you see that some circles are very prominent and other ones are very, very blurry. So that's actually what I'm going for. And then we're going to use the other pink. It's going to be very soft, so the lightest color I use mostly on top of the white to break up the circle a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of pink again. You can always add an extra color. If you think like maybe a little bit of yellow is going to be fine, or maybe some purples, you can always add some extra color. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit of yellow just to show you guys. So this is actually a very easy background. I do it all the time. Sometimes I just have no inspiration or the time to do a very complicated background, and then I mostly use soft pastels. Sometimes I just erase some clouds in it, or I base with soft pastels. I use them a lot actually. Okay, like this, and then we're going to add an extra color, so maybe a little bit of a warm yellow to break up all the pink and the reds. It's going to be visible, but not too much, I hope. Take a clean piece of the cotton pad and we're going to add some yellows, and it's going to give a little bit more dimension. Yeah, that was a very good choice, I think. I like contrasts. I like different colors together. I don't like to do a monochromatic color palette. I did it once and it was so boring. I much more prefer to work with some complementary colors. Just have fun with this technique. There are no rules, just add color until you are happy. This is a process that you don't have to overthink. That's why I really like this technique. I think we're almost there. Okay, so if you want to put an extra color on top of that, maybe a darker color, you definitely can. To add a little bit more contrast, I think I'm going to add a little bit of a very I am so sorry, my microphone just, the battery was gone. So in this part of the video, I am just going to erase all the soft pastels that went on the image with the Derwent electric eraser. So that's it. That's the easy soft pastel background. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.